you're my brother, I gotta tell you where you're fucking up. Right?
He's the king of the Jews!
Just like racism has.
He is the king of the Jews!
Well, get out of your ivory tower, right? Have the conversation and start with the people for where they're at. The Jewish community don't do that. They're very secular, and I get it. You know, never again. I heard that 1,000 times. But in order to, my biggest problem is there's no accountability. We're perfect. We're elitist. We're the greatest thing ever. We're survivors. Right? We've been through so much. Yes, we have. So has the black community. You know, Jews are overlooked at. Oh, it's just slavery. We were slaves too. It's all bullshit, bro. There is a undertone in the Jewish community, in my lived experience, and especially on this app, of racism coming out of the Jewish community. They'll sit there and say, Hermes, we love Latinos, but we're not going to rent you that apartment. We're not going to break bread with you, and your son is definitely not marrying your daughter. That's just listen, this has been my lived experience. But I have no right to call out what I see is wrong in my community. But we can sit here and criticize the black community all fucking day. We can sit here and criticize the Latino community all day. But when we go down that rabbit hole, criticizing the Jewish community, I mean, there was a guy in this room earlier, I think you were here, who called for the elimination of an entire people. Came up on stage, he said, I'm a Zionist, I'm a Jew. I said, okay, what do you got to say? He said, I think that, because I think the war on Gaza now is overkill. I think they have to come up with a different plan. We don't want to own the fact that we're starving these people out. Yes, Hamas is stealing the aid. Yes, it's a fucking guerrilla warfare. I get it. But where's the end game in this? Where's the humanity in this? See, because in certain Jews will say whatever they want because there's no accountability. But then cry, why is there anti-Semitism? So I have a problem with all that. So, and by the way, when I say to you that there's not going to be a Jew on this app, I probably lost 200 followers in the last hour.
Oh, you don't give a fuck. He's Jewish.
Me trying to make up content. This is me telling you the real. See, when I come on this app, Hermes, I speak from my real life experience, my real experience. I could take you to Williamsburg, Brooklyn, or Crown Heights, Brooklyn. You're going to go in certain pockets of those areas. You're going to get followed by a group of Jews. Just because you're not one of them. Now, I could walk through the ghetto. Nobody's following me. Nobody's going to fucking bother me. There's not going to be a squad of black or Latino men following me around going store to store. But I can't say that because I'm a Jew. I have to be a good Jew. All right, let me sit in the corner and not say anything. I think that's bullshit, bro. It's our job as men.
Isn't it? Harry, I think he's like the biggest psychopath I've ever heard. He's black, he's Jewish, he's a grifter. It's unbelievable.
With the world, there's a lack of leadership and men really standing up because they're afraid of being canceled. Well, I'll tell you what, Jews, take my Jew card. I don't give a fuck. I'm comfortable with myself. I'm a proud Jew. But next time the shit hits the fan, don't look for my support. Think you were going to say something?
I want to let the Jewish community know I'll take JB's Jew card. It's okay. Give it to me. Hey, yo, JB, I love you for real. Hey, yo, this is my problem with JB, right? That prison shit fucked you up, dog. It fucked you up. I'm going to tell you why. I'm telling you right now. He'll say, if you go to the ghetto, won't be no black dudes following you. But if you go to the Jewish community, there'll be Jewish dudes following you. What community would you rather be in? The one that's safe or the one that's unsafe? I think I'd rather be in the Jewish community that's safe. Just because nobody following you don't mean the people in that neighborhood can sleep at night, JB. You got the game fucked up, bro. And I love you for real. I think prison fucked you up. I really do. But I believe sometimes when we're in those type of situations...
Don't talk about his criminal past.
Not understanding that
he was a pimp. A pimp!
Why isn't the black community safe? Because we're not following the white Jew around unless we're trying to make the sale. Hey, man, you want to buy some heroin? What you want? You want some ice? What you want? You want some fentanyl? What you want?
Wow.
It should be somebody following you around the black neighborhood. Who is JB? He should be an informant.
He's a snitch!
I'm just keeping it real.
He's a snitch! He's a federal informant!
The community is the reason why they're making fucking money. And guess what? I don't believe that if you give Nicole $1 billion, she'll let a girl on Clubhouse talk bad about her. I don't believe it. Anybody in this room, I don't believe it. You give them the hand of control. they gonna shut down a motherfucker that's talking bad about them. Good night. I'm not mad at the Jews. The Jews say, you know what? I paid the cost to be the boss. And if you talk bad about me, I'll shut it down. Now, this is my question for the black community and the Latinos. Why the fuck we ain't doing that? When a motherfucker talk bad about us, why we ain't canceling them? Because you don't own shit but a Gucci bag. That's it.
Well, it's another layer to that, King, that I will throw in here, and then I'll be quiet. It's not that we don't criticize each other, because we do, like, ad nauseum. We do. But it's like every other group. When we come in general settings, we like form like Voltron against our group. It gets defensive. Okay, we talk about my sister, we talk about brother, we know we have. My problem with the criticism of black community, and a lot of the criticisms that other groups have of the black community, I have also. So I'm not saying that they're wrong. What I'm saying is that, why is that just our representation by and large? Because why aren't Black folks like you and I highlighted? In all these conversations, it's always the worst of our group that's highlighted. It's always, you know who, the original culprits. It's never, let's talk about those professional Black folks. Let's talk about it's always the worst of us. That's always been my complaint. And that's why Black people get defensive when we're criticized. It's not that we disagree. A lot of times we agree, but it's like, okay, it's no balance. And so when people who have criticisms or come to spaces, you know, that they can speak freely about their, prejudices and bigotry, whatever, they always highlight the worst of us. And that's where we get frustrated, because we're like, okay, is that going to come back to haunt us when we go try to get a job? Is that going to try to hunt us? Is that going to come back to haunt us when we try to buy a home in your neighborhood? Are you going to, because that's historically been the issue, and that's, we're always on the defensive. And that's why people feel like we're always crying racism, because people are always talking about the worst of us. And it's like, if we don't come to places like this and completely throw our whole entire group under the bus, then that means we're denying that we have Black trash. Oh yeah, we have Black trash. And the reason why I don't call them Black trash is because they're too sensitive to be called Black trash, like white trash. White trash will tell you, white trash, stay in your place. You have a place in the community. You do not have the mic. You will not, Black trash, all up and everywhere. Music, church, everywhere. Black trash has the mic. They do. They can't help it. They're probably dragging me in the chat right now. Because it exists. It exists, but it's just like, they're the ones that are constantly referred to and not the best of us. And that's why we're constantly crying.
I would disagree with you.
JB, let me know when I can speak there. Thank you.
Well, I got you, man. We're gonna go KP, and then we're gonna go to you, and then man, I got you. Sayab, chill, bro. KP.
King, I would disagree. Watch that song, JB.
You watch from the audience. Go ahead, KP.
I would disagree with you. You can pay me $1 billion, but I'm a man. I'm going to disagree with you if you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. But wrong is wrong. I don't give a damn. I cannot be bought at all. Men can't be bought. Boys can. Punks can. Men can't.
Thank you, KP. I want to go to Miss Fifi. How you doing today, ma'am?
Hey, good morning. I enjoy your room. This is room number 2, big number 2. I wanted to talk a little bit about when you were saying about the Jewish communities and how it's always. I just wanted to bring up a situation that happened in my in the city. I'm in the outskirts. I'm in Baltimore County, but this happened in Baltimore. 2 teens back in, I want to say 2 Jewish teens, 20. This happened. Let me get the news story. Bottom line is, it was a group of Jewish teens that was a neighborhood watch, and it was a young Black boy, teenage boy, who was walking through the neighborhood of Upper Park Heights in Baltimore. He was assaulted and attacked by these 2 Orthodox Jewish teens.
My friend!
And this was all surrounding
Ribono Shalom.
Rabboni Shalom. I'm recording Jay Breska being the biggest piece of shit I've ever heard in my
You have to
life.
just be careful because things can happen on both sides. And like I said, I don't know if you guys heard of this. Did you hear about this?
Who's
Happening
Jay
in, I wanna say,
Breska? What's the name of the
2012.
room?
He's the pimp who used to run an escort
I did
business.
it, man.
Oh, JB.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was in all the news stories. I'll post the link in the chat. But
What's the
you
name
know,
of
it's
the
not
room?
always us. You know,
A decade.
My lived experience, I'm a Jew, and Jews are racist, and they're committing genocide, and I'm black too, and I'm a Democrat, and these fucking MAGA people, they love Trump like there's a cult god.
Thing all the time. I just wanted to. I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you, Miss Fifi. Appreciate you. Reddy, how you doing, Reddy? Reddy Rock? Reddy
Hey,
Rock,
how you doing?
there?
How you doing, JB? How's it going?
Going well, man. Did you want to chime in on the conversation?
Nah, I just wanted to, and I agree with everything about the black community. Everybody got it. But I wanted to ask a question to Buddy, who was talking about the blacks, and he said he wanted to trade to be a Jew. Do you know there's colorism in the Jewish community worse than
No, there
is in
isn't.
America?
No, there isn't.
Yeah, it is.
No, there isn't. No, it is. No, it isn't.
I'm not. Hey, relax, man. Relax. I ain't gonna argue with you. I just wanted to pose that question to him. I'm gonna leave it
Okay,
there
so-
and continue to listen.
No, I wanted to respond to the brother. So I was joking. I was just saying to the Jewish community, I'll take JB's Jew card. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Just lightening up the mood a little bit, man. God damn, we understand Clubhouse is everything to you. We get it. You know what I'm saying?
It
I was
sounded a
lightening
little
up the
weird,
mood because
King.
I know
That's
he's
all.
gonna.
King, you
I know
just
he's gonna
sounded-
get a lot of blowback from the
Yeah.
Jewish community for this conversation. So I was just having some fun, bro. You know what I'm saying?
We thought you were serious.
Coloration and all that shit everywhere. But you know what I like about Jews? They gonna get some money.
Yeah, but King.
They're not gonna make. No, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on.
Stop being coolish, King.
Let me finish. Hold on. Go ahead, JB.
Let me just say this, man. And you know, like you say, you love me, I love you. But not everything in life, for me at least, is predicated on money. I'll make my money whether I'm a Jew or not. You know, I don't live that life that money rules my way.
These people are horrible
So-
people.
Yeah.
The guy King 344.
So Jews gonna get some money.
One of my new.
And I like what JB's saying, but his sentiment or his Clubhouse passion won't pay the bills tonight. I don't know if you know that, right? Because I see a lot of communities with passion. Brothers speak so adamantly, so much so. Why is your women out there single, raising kids by themselves? Why is your community not safe? Funny how some of these white people can be some of the meekest, humblest people I meet. Hey, what's going on, King? They sound very chipper, but their community's safe. And you talk like Rambo, and your community's dangerous. If you talk like Rambo, you would think that your community would actually be safe, but it's not.
No, let me.
So yeah, JB, I got to get the money, and I appreciate you speaking to me passionately. While the truth is, motherfuckers in this room don't even appreciate your conversation enough to send you a cash app.
You get no argument from me.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So listen, we understand that money never cancels out God, but we also understand we have to survive. And the truth is, the Jews are thriving. They're owning the media. They're owning their shit, and they're saying, you know what? If you're gonna talk down on us, we're gonna shut you down. And you better tell me, black people, let's talk right now. Black people, hold on one second. White trash people, let's talk right now. You mean to tell me if y'all own all of everything, if you owned a store right now, you'll let motherfuckers that you could shut down just talk about you like a dog?
Well, you shit on Jews every day, and you're not being even removed from this app.
I don't.
You're not even being removed from this app.
I can't talk over you, but JB, I don't believe that shit. Okay? I see nothing wrong with Jews looking out for other Jewish people. What's wrong with that?
King, you sound coonish though to me. I'm sorry.
You sound cool as hell.
I don't
This
say
nigga.
You have no pride. You have no pride.
Let me tell you
Everybody,
something.
hold on.
This is what killed me about the black community. Hold on a second, JB. This is what killed me about the black community. Yeah, hold on a second. Because this is funny. The black community will call you a coon for telling the truth, but live a lie that's putting their whole community in danger. Wait a minute. It's the black community saying, hold on one second. JB, let me cook. Hold on one second. Because the black community has said so much about white people and everybody else, but yet get their money and want to live around white people. Which way is it? I don't understand you, nigga. I don't understand you, nigga. Hold on one second. If you don't like white people, why move around them? If you don't like them, why do you benefit their neighborhood?
Can you talk a
Why
little
you don't clean
louder?
up the hood where you
Can you
from?
make it a little louder,
So
please?
dumb, man.
I didn't hear you.
Everybody mute up. Thank you. Listen, he's entitled to his opinion, just like everybody else is entitled to theirs. So let me give a little let me do a quick reset. Healthy debates. The world is on fire. Bigots, racists, reprobates, welcome. So I started off this room. Well, let me just say hello to Stinny, Debbie, EB in the house, Mike Moon, Nima, Hector, I see you down there, Guy, Tiffany, a bunch of people with pink tickets, Regina, Big, Music, cash in your tickets. Don't be a cheap fuck. Hit my Cash App in my bio. But let me just say, I started off like this.
In my
Right?
Cash
Proud
App.
Zionist, proud Jew.
He's a proud Zionist and a proud Jew.
Pro-Israel, pro-Jew, especially after October 7th. And one of my statements this morning, and nobody come off mic, because I'm calling somebody specifically, was, I was asked yesterday what I felt was the most racist community in my lived experience, and I said the Jewish community.
Ooh.
Right? And don't come off mic. Then this dude, my friend, who uses the N-word like we use the word sky, no problem. I get blowback. I'm not really a Jew, because I call out the racism in the Jewish community. It's really the truth.
I never accused you of not being a Jew.
I didn't say you were.
Oh.
It doesn't apply. Let it fly.
I think you said my
Hey, you know
friend.
what? Oh, yeah, I called you specifically because you dropped the N-word like it's nothing. I think that's okay, but then don't understand the blowback when anti-Semitism comes our way. See, we don't have accountability in our fucking community. We can say what we
This
want.
guy's
and
such
it's
a
okay.
psychopath piece of
Say you're a
shit.
goon. It's okay, I can say that. But if you criticize the Jewish
So
community,
the most ironic
okay,
thing is he thinks
bro,
he's going to become
you're
like
actually
popular
communicating from that
on
community.
social media or
You're not
something
a Jew.
by doing
You
this.
You've never been a Jew. Doesn't matter about the thousands of pro-Jew spaces I held, the thousands of dollars I raised for hostage families on this app.
Oh wow.
But you want to criticize my Judaism. Like I said, if it don't apply, let it fly.
What does he think
They have
Judaism
hypocrisy in the Jewish
is?
community. People come up on these stages and say the N-word, the C-word, whatever the fuck they say. But that's okay because there's no accountability. Because we're Jews. We're the chosen people. We've been slaves. We survived the Holocaust. Well, let me tell you something. Every community has some kind of oppression throughout their history. Everyone. I'm tired of playing that elitist card that the Jews have. And I'm a Jew saying it. Why are Jews untouchable? Why can't we criticize our own community? How do we fix the problem? Now, let's talk about the problem. Keegan, if you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave quietly. Seriously. But I'm going to go to Bunny next. And then I'm going to go to Get Sick.
Can I just comment real quick? What you're saying is so true. I just want to give a quick observation here. You got a nigga in this room talking shit, the same shit. We're getting the same shit, just on different sides of the coin, JB, with the black community. You got a nigga in this chat trying to call me out for being detached from the black community, shitting on black people. Yet this nigga impregnated a black woman and didn't marry her.
Ooh.
I married the black woman I impregnated. She was a stay-at-home mom. You understand? 80%, 70% of black women with children are don't have a fucking husband. They're single moms. And 80% of women in this country have to work to contribute to the household to make sure the bills are paid. She didn't have to do
Danny!
that. She was a stay-at-home. This black woman that I impregnated, I married her and made her a stay-at-home mom, so she didn't have to worry about paying bills and going out there
Hey,
and
is
fucking with this
JP
hard-ass
really
world.
Jewish? I didn't know.
You didn't know he was Jewish and he's a Zionist too, but he's calling out his community.
The black woman he impregnated is fucking well and took
I
care of her.
thought that he
So you
was
got
just
niggas who
a
won't even marry
Zionist
the black
that
woman
sued
that they
the
impregnated when they created a fucking
JCCPA.
black family.
He has raised thousands of dollars for victims of October 7th. He's a true Jewish patriot.
KP or any other black man that wants
You know the irony about this room is this is exactly what Sig does every single day. It's the same format every day. It's basically cats playing with mice. They beat up everybody. It's a show about nothing,
Well, let me jump in.
no education,
Everybody, hold on.
and it's just a bunch of grifters that just stir the pot. That's all this actually is.
And the title of the room was very honest. I like black women. I think they're beautiful, they're loyal, they're loving, right? This cracker in the corner here said it out loud. And I got so much blowback from the Jewish community. Why would you say that publicly? How dare I say that I think black women are beautiful? Nobody else criticized me but the Jews.
Jay Bresca stirs the pot one more time.
Hey, JB. I love you as usual.
No, it's not real life.
This one is good.
This is
I don't
this
I
is
think
probably
that-
the breakdown of society. Actually, this is probably the end of the
I'll speak for the
times.
black community as a black woman. I think, they're definitely.
Issa Guatemala wants to say something. Hello, Issa. Welcome to the Jay Bresca rebuttal
But I
room.
think that there's a lack of talking about the positive
Hello.
or even the people who are doing positive things. We're so laser
So,
focused.
Issa, do you think that this is
on
just another
everything
room to
that's
stir the
wrong.
pot
And there's nothing
and
wrong
no
with
actual
being focused
education
on
or
it,
anything
but
important
if
is
you
happening
don't
here and it's just a
also
waste of your time?
acknowledge
every
and have
other
a
room in
focus on the
Clubhouse?
things that
Yeah,
are right, the
basically.
people that are doing right things.
Let us
You
stir
don't
the
even have
pot
to
one more
feel
time to try to make the soup taste good.
And I also think
I feel
that
like I've learned from
sometimes we
both
have
of
to
you.
understand who our
I feel
audience
like you are
is.
on a new journey.
Is to do things.
Everything is looking up, Danny, because you can only go up from here. It's the lowest of the low. It's the pot. We got to the bottom of the pot and there is no more soup. You can't stir a soup if there's no soup in the pot.
Right? Because they're not going to hear you. Because
I am Jewish. I am Zionist. But the Jews are the most racist people I've ever met.
What's the standard?
Anyone do
What's an
that?
example
Jews?
to follow, et cetera, et cetera.
This
And
is
I
the
think
juice.
that's what's lacking. It's
The
constant.
juice show,
This is
the
what's
Jay
bad.
Bresca
This is
juice.
what's bad. And this may happen in all
I'm gonna create a new
communities, but
product line.
in
It's
the
gonna be
black
called the Jay
community,
Bresca
we don't
Juice.
hear people talking about
Feeling
some
racist
of the
today?
people who are doing
Quench that
positive
racist
things.
thirst
I
with
work in
more
the aerospace
racism.
Industry, so my focus is a little nerdy.
Wait, but is he
we
calling
have people
Jews
like Tarana
racist?
Burke, who's
Yeah, he
an
says they're the most
activist. We have
racist people on the
like Jessica
planet.
Watkins, who's an astronaut. Victor Glover, who's an astronaut.
See, this is the this is the thing about recording him. Because tomorrow no one will remember anything that he said. He'll stir the pot again. And these are not recorded rooms. And I'm in here on an anonymous account. So, you know, you have to record these people and make them accountable because, you know, it's a waste of time.
I hear these things, and I'm like, this brother makes sense, but I can't.
I should just go back to work and make money and ignore all this, but
because of
No,
that,
you just need to convert to Judaism. I don't know if they're paying you for this, you know?
if I convert,
I hope they are. Yeah, you just need to convert to Judaism and money will come on its own.
That's right. If I convert to Judaism, does that mean I control the media?
They are looking for
Yeah.
examples. They're looking for
You get a
examples
part
for
of it.
greatness, or they're looking
Is there
for
fractional
examples for ratchetness.
Jewish reserve
And the more you
ownership in the
talk about
media?
I
the
guess
side of
that's
the
the
black
reason why
community,
they
that's all
don't.
these young people
How
who
do
don't
you
have
call
the
it
same
when you're trying
brains
to
and
convert
focus
people?
that we old folks do. And when I say old folks, I mean over 40.
That's the reason why they
We have a
proselytize, because they
responsibility.
dilute
You feel
their
you don't have a
media.
responsibility? You're wrong.
Oh,
So
that could
these
be a good
younger
theory.
people are looking to
If I
us,
convert to
and
being
everything
black,
coming out
can I
of
join the
depressing
NBA?
men's mouths is y'all fucked up, y'all fucked up, y'all fucked up. And coming out of these beautiful women's mouths is where's my money? Where's my
And then you
that's
get to be
all
a
they
rap
hear,
star.
that's their
Yeah,
focus.
why can't I convert to being black? If I can convert to being Jewish, and Judaism is both a religion and a culture and ethnicity, why can't I be black?
Well, let me just say this. I can't speak on the
I
black
always felt
community.
like I was black,
can
but
speak
then
on
I
my
found out I'm not.
And you're not going to see many.
Oh, wait, Jay
women
Bresca.
say-
Wait, hold on. Jay Bresca's talking about his
Jewish
community.
community. He's just not. Because we're an elitist group. We think we're better than everybody else. They don't want to talk. So I have to call it out, Bunny, because I'm tired of that narrative, that bullshit.
Wow.
And
He's
I'm not
king of the
personally
Jews. The
excluding
man is
this
king of the
situation.
Jews.
He
But,
became a
for
Jew
me,
to
it's
bash
like,
the
I've had
Jews?
enough. People wonder why there's so much anti-Semitism. Well, because you have an elitist attitude.
You know, stupid is
Come on,
stupid.
it doesn't drop the N-word
What if the
like it's
Messiah
nothing.
comes in the
I think
form
that's
of
okay.
Jay
They don't
Bresca?
understand
And
the
you guys
blowback.
are making fun of
Why
him?
is it not
So
okay for white people to use the N-word?
You serious?
Does he know the Jewish N-word?
It's a serious
How Jewish? Let's see. Is he really Jewish?
I'm going to answer you as long as I can say cracker. So
I don't have a problem with people saying anything. People,
as long as I can say why.
I'd like to respond to
There you
that.
go.
I'd like to respond to that.
Well, can you let her finish? Wait. Let her finish.
Sure, let her finish listing racial slurs.
Like the one you like to drop.
Yeah, list a few more. Why don't you say the K word?
Why don't you go listen to the lady talk? Hold on, Othello. Let Nicole go. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it gets people get sensitive when we start flipping that. See, everybody likes to say the N-word ER, but then they hate that.
That's called the hard R.
We start saying kike and all that, and I get sensitive hearing those. Like, come on now, you know you don't want your group to be insulted. Come on now.
Also, too, you're a frail little white man that's saying it on this app. You would never go around a group of white man. You would never go around a group of black.
Are they trying to create a confrontation between Jews and black people?
Thank you.
So I was just called a kike and a frail white man to my
She didn't call
face.
you that. She said if she used it in the context.
Well, she used the word. So if I say the N word, you're gonna lose your mind. But if she says the K word, you don't.
And I'm saying, my friend, I wouldn't care what you say.
Can I respond?
This is really like
Tyrant. I wouldn't care what you say because you have no power over me. If I get power of that word, nigger, whatever, I'm giving you power over me. I don't give a
That's
shit.
why KP is my name.
Talk about my
Demon is here.
goldfish. You might offend me talking about my goldfish.
But that's why I get on with you,
You
KP,
can
because
say
you're a
the
reasonable fellow.
You and your kike.
Now, I can tell you, other people might have a different reaction. You might get fucked up and folded up in the suitcase.
I'd like to respond, if possible.
Yeah, I know you like to respond, but
Well, do I not get...
It's not yet.
You've mentioned me several times and you haven't let me speak.
Hold on a second. Let me say this. I never used your name. If it don't apply, let it fly.
You did use my Clubhouse username to...
Okay, then go down there and learn to live. See, that's the problem. That's the Jewish entitlement. He gets to come in here and use the N-word, talk when he wants, talk over the women in the room. And that's the problem. That's why it's
Jewish entitlement.
He kind of proving your point.
What entitled Jay to be Jewish?
Is his mother Jewish?
Jewish community. This is what he's talking
Is
about.
his mother Jewish?
Hold on one second.
Has he ever read the Torah?
Can't talk at the same time.
Has he smelled the
Has he
Torah?
ever danced with the
It's
Torah?
like this white brother who just said K is his nigga. Like, what we doing right now? You got a problem, brother, and you need self-control. You're very ignorant, and you're an entitled, spoiled brat, and you need to grow up. Just a white little boy with a beard with no self-fucking control. I don't blame JB on this one. Point fucking proven. You got a problem. Sorry, JB.
On the other side of me.
Zach represents the entire Jewish community. Cast all the hate onto Zach.
Because an idiot is going to be an idiot.
Well,
There's no reason for you to react to it.
Brother, I didn't get offended that he said something to you. My thing is this. How can he get offended if he called you nigga and then get mad at Nicole making an example out of a fucking word? How does that make sense? She did not call him a name.
Make it make sense.
That was already said, and I agree with
This
that.
is the problem with people who don't have any education. Everything is political. They don't spend any time on anything intelligent, and it's the same fucking stupid politics bullshit every single day, stirring the pot.
Exactly. She said people get offended by it.
This is the perfect matchup, actually. Jay and Sig together. Because Sig does this every single day, too. Instead of providing education to people, they just destroy, they just rip people up and make fun of them.
Let me just say this.
Isn't he intelligent sometimes?
Yeah, Sig is intelligent. But you gotta understand, it's how people use this app that proves that they're stupid.
Zach, look, Zach's allowed to say what he wants. He's allowed to feel what he wants. Just like I am.
Like, I could be intelligent, but I could be, like, so dumb. Like, the dumbest bitch in the world, you know?
Well, I just believe this app should be used like a college classroom. Otherwise, it's a total waste of time.
Grown man, you can use it, but we're going to judge you accordingly based on your character.
Basically, read a book.
And anyone who uses, like, racial insults to towards another race or demographic. I just like.
I'm actually planning on leaving my house today and just like letting this live stream. Yesterday, there were rooms on here that went for 20 hours straight, and I spent the whole day recording Clubhouse in multiple rooms in my house across multiple different YouTube accounts.
Thank you so much. Say you say something, I want to go to.
And it's just amazing how people are here all day long, 7 days a week.
People call each other niggers all day and rapping and.
Derogatory term, and I do understand that
Oh,
some
hey,
rappers claim that
Julia.
they're trying to take
Free
the word and give it another
Mangione,
connotation, but
Julia.
the
Do
word
you want
will
to
never
free
be
the
cleansed in
Minnesota
its
law,
history,
the
so I don't think
Minnesota
people should be using
assassin who
that.
killed 2 Democrats who voted against
I agree with the
Medicaid
rapper
for the
shit, nigga.
aliens?
I
Hi,
agree.
Julia.
Hold on, Othello, hold on, my friend. Let me just say this.
Julian, are you going to come to my party? That's probably not going to happen.
You have zero emotional and mind control. You know I was going to come back to you and let you stand on your square. But what you have to say is more important than what everybody else has to say. You know you say polarizing statements that you shouldn't say, but you're the problem in the Jewish community. Because you'll come up on the stage and say those things, and now they think all Jews think it's okay. They think all Jews are bad people.
You can't
Because
fix
people
stupid
like
on
you,
the spot.
and I'm calling that out. But let me say good morning to Jordan. Jordan, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Jordan, did I lose my Jewish card today?
Did you lose it?
Yeah, did I lose my Jewish card because I'm calling out the Jewish community?
No. I do it often. Zach doesn't I mean, he's just such a smartass. There's no reason, in the Jewish community, sometimes we use Yiddish words more often. Sometimes the general public does it. We call each other's schmucks, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's just cultural evolution dictates what kind of language enters our vernacular and what we use. In the black community, people are entitled to use words that they want. In the Hispanic community, sometimes they call us gringos, and we don't necessarily get offended. I'm a white passing person, right? So, I mean,
White passing and entitlements.
Am I white passing? Am I white? Am I white?
You want to find balance. It's just absurd. It's
Imagine being in like the Baha'i
such
faith
it's such a ridiculous,
and claiming that
elitist,
there's
entitled
racism in
thing
the
to
Baha'i
say
faith.
that I don't get the point in even focusing on it.
The Baha'i faith people are the
Trouble
biggest
where
racists on the
like
planet.
that, you're gonna get it.
Are they really that guy from Jane the Virgin?
You don't really know mine, just what we share with each other. I said a statement yesterday because you were both part of the same community. At least I was up until I opened this room. I said that I find that there's more racism in the Jewish community than in any other community. What has been your experience? And be honest.
Oh my God! What is wrong with him?
I didn't follow the conventional, if you will, Jewish trajectory, right? It's a small community. A lot of people go into the same fields. They live in the same place. They live in in large metropolitan areas. I didn't take that path. So I was, from an earlier age, I was always kind of an outsider, even though I was religious when I was younger, and I'm fairly secular now. So, I was ostracized. Ostracized is a strong word, but
my mom was black. I'm not a racist.
So, and then early on,
my paid mom was black.
I took plenty of abuse, and when I reacted to people, then I was called out and I was the bad guy. So this is not terribly uncommon for me. But actually,
it's my lived
Let me
experience.
say this real quick. Since I opened this room, right, we've had a couple of Jewish speakers come up, and you're one of them, myself, and 2 others have come up. And let me tell you something. That Zach, who uses the N-word like we use the word please, is obviously, to me, it always will be a racist. He hates black people. But then we had another Jewish man come up and say, I think that all Palestinians should be eliminated, including the children. See, and then we wonder as a community why there's so much anti-Semitism. Because the Jewish community has carte blanche to say what the fuck they want, and there's no repercussions. And I'm not labeling or lumping all Jews into the same bubble. I'm just saying from my lived
Oh, that's
experience.
exactly what you're doing.
It's shit like that. See, they're really proving my point, these people. Because it's like...
They're your people, though, Jay.
You call me a kike, so I get to call you the N-word. It's bizarre to me.
Well, I mean, Zach is such a complete idiot. I don't even remember meeting him before. I've seen him in rooms lately, and it's just too dumb to be walking, right? Like, this guy is, I don't know where I came up with that expression, but he is just like, I mean, it's asinine. But no, you know, there's an entitlement, there's a class-based entitlement that has nothing to do with culture, ethnicity, genetics, race, epigenetics, whatever. Like, there's just some people are absolutely entitled and clueless. So, you know, I think that has more to do.
Well, Jordan, let me say this. Where is it? She's a girly girl. She wrote, "This fuels anti-Semitism." Lady, I don't know you. I don't think I've ever shared a space with you, but I love you. You get it. You get it. It fuels anti-Semitism, and then when we wonder why do people hate Jews? Well, because of statements like these people have been saying, not Jordan, but the father, whatever his name was, Isaiah, came up and said, I'm a Jew and I want to kill all Palestinians and their children. Now, maybe he was just role-playing. I don't know. But Zach has come on my stage many times. Zach has come on my stage many times with his little bullshit accent that he tries to do that disparages black people. Then you wonder why, Zach, so many people fucking come after us. Because you think it's okay to spew your hate, but when we get a punch back on us, it's not good. Get King.
No, I was going to say, man, Zach is an asshole and he's disruptive, but I think he's smart. And I also think that if he could control himself, I think it'd be a good conversation. I think sometimes we don't like white people to pull the veil back. I think that's why America doesn't like Trump. He's not well behaved. So I think if Zach could respect JB's flow of the show and not be ignorant and act like a nigga, maybe we can have a great conversation. I'm getting real with you, JB. We don't like white people to tell the truth. At least my friend got the nerve to tell the truth. I'll tell you something. You work 8 hours, you entertain yourself 8 hours, then you go to sleep. I like people that's real. America has a problem with real people. You don't see it. Comedians can't say what they want to say no more. Politicians can't say what they want to say. Nobody can really say how they feel. We have this group think mentality, and it's really destroying us, and it's killing something inside of the American people and people in the world in general to me, bro. So
Ken, can I
say welcome him to the state.
I want to ask you a question. So, do you believe that there are some races that you can work with and some you can't?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Okay. We on the same page.
In Europe, it's very difficult to work with the far-right racists. Very difficult.
Well, let me say good morning to Aziz real quick, and then I'm going to go to Othello, back to the call. Aziz, good morning.
JB, can you find out what she meant by that? The far left racists?
Chantel, what did you mean by that?
I said, like, the racist, white supremacists in Europe are less likely to change their minds or even try and understand and comprehend the opposing person. But the Americans are more open, if that makes sense.
The Americans are what?
They're more open. Like, you can meet a racist American and, like, in a few years or a few months, he might change his stance. But in Europe, no. I've never seen it.
I think some people, racism comes from what they've been through. So if a bunch of white boys beat me up, I might not like white boys as much. Even though I'm wrong for judging the whole, my experience came from the few, right? So I'm not even looking for, I'm not looking for them to change their minds. You don't have to like black people tomorrow. I just want you to know you don't know me. And I don't like when one Jewish person does something like Zach, right? And now we make it a whole, Jews don't know how to respect people. No, Kanye. You should talk about the Jewish person you had a problem with. Because it was also a Jew that gave you a deal that helped you become a millionaire. I think we should start addressing the person instead of everybody, the people. Just because I have a problem with JB, now I don't like Italians. Don't they?
It's not about not liking, it's like the likelihood of them changing is very low.
Yeah, but why do I want them to change? I think Listen, Queen, let me ask you something. Do you think there's racist people that don't express how racist they are?
Yeah, but there's always telltale signs.
So are we saying that we want white racists back under the sheet? Ain't that the claim?
No, I'm just saying racism is low IQ and it's not a good character trait to have. It should be something that's addressed and shamed.
I agree. Me personally, I'm learning to like racists more as I grow. As long as they can control themselves and we can have a good conversation, I don't mind.
Yeah, and with Jewish people, it's more complex because being a Jew isn't just a religion; it's also a race. So that I think they feel more of it than most people.
King, I feel that with racists, it's not that I like them, and I believe in freedom of speech. I do, but can we work together? Like, forget all that. Forget I'm a black woman. Can we make some money together? Forget all that. I don't care about your music. You don't care about me. Can we make some money together? I'll say, oh, you just dislike me. You don't want to do business. You don't want to do anything. That's the problem. When you don't want to hire somebody else because of skin, not because of their ability. Okay, that's the problem. But if you say, okay, I don't care. I don't particularly care for your group, but are you the best at this job? Okay, I'm gonna hire you. I can work with that. I'm not gonna say I like it, but I can work with it. And
say it again. You can do what now?
I can work.
I can work with it.
I can. Don't get confused with like. I don't say I don't like it, but I can work.
That's what I'm telling JB.
But some races you can't work with. But some races you really can't work with. Like, I keep telling people that a lot of people on the left are kind of undermining you, even though they're smiling in your face, versus the right, they tell you flat out, I don't particularly care for y'all, and I'm not going to put legislation for you, but you can kind of get some stuff from them sometimes, even though that they loud about you, about their dislike, you can get more stuff versus the people telling you they like you and they don't give you anything. But, you know.
No, she could.
Can I ask a question?
I need you to elaborate on what she just said, because you got on me about the money. I need you to get on her. But since she a pretty woman, we gonna spare you, Jay.
Well, there was nothing flattering.
Listen to what the sister said, right?
Hold on a second. Othello, hold on. She does get pretty privileged. 100%. I think she's beautiful.
I think she's beautiful too, bro.
And I think she has a beautiful soul. But I know Othello wanted to jump in. Go ahead.
Well, there was nothing flattering about the way my friend presented himself. You know, he was childish, he was disrespectful, as well as racist. And so to prop him up as some kind of truth teller, like we were trying to suppress him, I mean, that's cooning in itself. You know what I mean? Trying to, be some kind of savior to this man who can't conduct himself around other adults. And that's what I'm talking about here. Why are we going to tit for tat? You know what I mean? Why are we going tit for tat? And when we hear something about the Jewish community, right? Then we're saying, oh, wait a minute, JB. What about the black community and how we some niggas and did it? Like, we don't have to do that in here, man. Cut that shit out.
JB, listen, JB, let me say this. Some people don't have the intellectual capacity to go back and forth with my friend. You should just say you're a dummy. That's why you don't want a difference of opinion. No. I let you speak. I didn't interrupt you, brother. I didn't interrupt you. You have no self-control.
The whole room has called you a dummy.
Othello, hold on, bro.
You are the dumbest nigga.
Look how they have no self-control, bro. This is funny to me.
Nobody wants to hear you speak.
But yeah, watch this.
Nobody wants to hear you speak.
He'll say, my friend is the problem.
Nobody wants to hear you speak.
Othello, hold on, King. I want to hear him speak. That's why I'm on him. I want to hear his perspective. His perspective, he's entitled to, just like you're allowed to have yours. But come on, bro, you got to show a little mic control.
I appreciate that. I'm not going to interrupt anybody. Right? This is the problem, right? We'll say that my friend is fucked up, when the truth is a lot of people just don't have the intellectual capacity to have the conversation with him like the beautiful Nicole was doing. Nicole was doing a beautiful job, right? JB, you checked his ass. He got out of control. You kicked him out. I agree with you. Cool.
I didn't kick him out. He went and opened his own room with my name in the title.
Okay, yeah. I think he pinged me in there. Anyway,
calling me a grifter. Because I make so much money.
On stage anymore, JB. I tried to bring him up. Anyway, I would love to see more people like Nicole, especially if you want to get your ass on stage. If you have no self-control, you don't know how to articulate yourself, you don't know how to convey your ideas clearly, why are you here? That's my problem. This is me, JB. I think if a Nicole talks to my friend, I believe she has the ability to change that white mind, to change the racist mind. But if he can't control himself, then get his white ass out of here. I'm not mad at that, JB.
Hey, JB, can I go at some point?
Well, yeah, I got you. I got you ready. Hold on one second. Let me just say to stoke your success. I didn't throw him out. I just moved him down because he had no mic control. And I try to run a pretty tough ship here. Like I like to get everybody's voices in, but he has that entitlement where his voice is more important than ours. And I'm going to push back a little bit. Then I'm going to go to Hermes and then Reddy. Listen, and I say this sincerely, Nicole, you are a beautiful woman. You cannot change a racist mind. It's part of their DNA. I don't care what anybody says. Once you get to a certain point in life, you can't change that person. Right? He is who. Okay, well, you're entitled to your opinion, ma'am. Well, let me go to Hermes. You wanted to ask a question. I'm going to go to Reddy. Hermes?
Yeah, thank you, Jimmy. Here's the quick question. So we know the majority, I would say like 99% of ICE officers are racist, but out of those ICE officers, the agents, how many are Jewish?
Why? I have no idea, bro.
Matter at all.
Yeah, I don't even understand that question, bro.
No, well, the reason I
where's the data? Well, you're asking is do you have data to back up what you're asking?
No. It's a real question. I was just saying that if we're talking about racism, and you're saying that that your community is among the most racist among community.
Let me. I just thought of that question. I wonder. Well, then find the data, because I have no idea. Because I'm going to be honest, respectfully, that's an asinine question. My community's busy being doctors, lawyers, and so on. They're not ICE agents. I'm sure there's a few Jews out there, but they're not going into ICE, right? But let me go to. First of all, let me say hello to Jane. Jane, how you doing?
I'm okay, Jay. I don't have the data either, but not too many.
Do you have an issue? Did I lose my Jew card today, Jane?
Not by me.
Am I entitled to my opinion?
I want to know what the fuck's going on. I'm curious, Jay. What has prompted this? But no, of course not.
Just my lived experience in the hypocrisy of the Jews on this app, right? I could do 1,000 rooms for pro-Israel, raise thousands of dollars for hostage families, and yet I still get excommunicated for holding the mirror up to my community. Everything good beforehand doesn't matter. We are the most sensitive community in the world, Jane. And I understand why. I understand the oppression we went through, but we're not the only ones that went through the oppression. Black community has been oppressed forever in America. Not all blacks, a majority of blacks. But we can sit here and if I open a room and just talked about the black light in America, oh my God, I have 1,000 people in here. It's okay to talk about it. But when I say about the Jewish community, oh my God, I'm excommunicated. That's crazy to me.
Me too. That's ridiculous. But you know how that goes. I wonder what you do, Jay. I support you, but I think that Hermes' question is stupid, and I don't understand. I would like to change my opinion on that. Why are you asking that, Hermes? Why do you want to know if there are racists? I mean, Jews. The percentage of Jews who might be ICE agents. It's a strange question, I think. What is your curiosity?
So we're talking. JB was talking about racism within the Jewish community, and right now my community, I'm Mexican American. We're experiencing racism like I've never seen before. That doesn't mean it hadn't happened before, right? There was Operation Whipback. So I was curious to know because I don't know that data. I've never seen the data, but it's a real question.
I'm confused. Why is it a real question?
I don't know.
Well, they say in academia.
Who's they?
Well, no. Look, I'm sorry changing the topic. I'm just saying.
Hermes. Okay, but that was a stupid question. I'm not an academic. But I want to move on.
This ain't college, Jay. This ain't college, I don't think.
I know. I'm not a professor. I'm a professor in my own life. It's just some of these questions are just ridiculous to me. But let me move on. Reddy, how you doing, Reddy? You wanted to have a dialogue with King?
Yeah, I appreciate that, JB. I want to talk to this guy. I want to just start off by saying, man, that me personally, who I am and my experiences in life, I speak for a certain category. You know what I mean? Maybe not the category, maybe the category you preach to every day when you say the same thing about black people all day, every day, right? Here's my thing. Hey, man, how could you hop on this app and Sig, too? We share spaces as well. All due respect to you. Hope you enjoyed the holiday. How could you sit on this app, man, and every chance you get, you blurt out some crazy shit about who you are and about, you know, black people and drag them through the mud in front of this huge audience daily? I sit back and listen to that, and that hurts me listening to that, man. Like, how could you do that in your heart? Like, I can see you saying, hey, black people got some things that's not so good. We need to do this and we need to do that. But I see both you and Sig drag us, you know what I mean, through the mud. And how you look at yourself? You hate yourself when you look at yourself in the morning? How do you feel? How do you feel inside? And you say you got black kids too? You teach them that same bullshit? I have to just let you know that personally, man, because I don't like it. I think you need to reevaluate. I'm not saying you're not a smart guy, but man, if you hate yourself, say that. I'm gonna land with.
Everyone to bet a lot of money to himself.
Just JB, I can respond to.
Of course. The mic is yours.
Yeah, so this is the problem. Brothers that don't know themselves think that if you hold black people accountable, you're a coon. I don't believe there's no brother in here more pro-black than me. Let's call Sinetta. Let's call Umar. Let's call the Pharaohs. Let's talk about black history. No. Black history and loving yourself does not take away holding yourself accountable. This is the problem in the community. We think that because you love blackness, you agree with everything that black people do. I don't. Sorry. I believe the people that love the most hold themselves accountable the most. I believe JB really loves Jewish people enough to address the elephant in the room. Here I am, black, really loving myself, saying, you know what? I don't like the fact we keep calling our women bitches and hoes and leaving our kids out here to raise themselves. I don't like the fact that the ghetto ain't safe. I don't like the fact that we keep talking about white people are the enemy, but I keep cutting the radio on and niggas talking about killing each other. I don't like that. Malcolm X wasn't just for you, brother. You gotta go and read. Malcolm X wasn't for everything that black people did. Martin Luther King wasn't for black people, for everything that black people did. Elijah Muhammad wasn't for everything that black people did. If you're for everything that black people do, how do black people become better? I believe this is almost equivalent to what JB's asking Jewish people. How do we become better as a people if we don't hold ourselves accountable? So I love us. I really love us. I really love my brothers. I'm the one that'll stand blaze for you. I'm willing to die for you, King. I just want you to be right. I'm tired of dying for the unrighteous because before I was black or before I knew what it was, I was a child of God. I stand for righteousness. The problem is, brothers want me to be black with them and be wicked with you. That's not how I was raised. Sorry. Mom and Daddy took me to church on Sunday morning, taught me how to love. So I know there's bad black people and there's good black people. There's bad white people, there's good white people. There's bad Jewish people. See, this is common sense. So there's no self-hate. There is only self-accountability. Sorry. Y'all want somebody to kiss y'all ass. Now, this is my thing. We live in a world where people are letting people get away with everything. More than ever, our generation, I got to say this to the people in the room, our generation, we don't have the same courage our parents had. We don't even discriminate the same. Everything is easy. How is that working out for us? How is that working? I want you to look online. After you get out of JB's room, I want you to look online. How is this working for us? This go along to get along thing. We're watching a world crumble before our eyes. And we're worried about somebody holding us accountable? God forbid JB says something that helps the Jewish community see that, guess what? Sometimes this shit does stink. He's a villain for that. I'm a villain for telling black people we could be better. Come on, family. I love you. Shout out to that brother. Listen, man, I love myself more than you know. And loving myself is accountability. That shit's real, JB. How can you even become a better man unless you say, yo, I need to wake up earlier. I need to lift weights. I need to talk to my girl right. I need to pray. I need to meditate. See, JB, I learned that self-love comes from self-actualization. It's examining self first. So I love myself enough to be critical upon myself because I want to see myself be a better man. The same way I love the black community enough to say, you know what? There's some things we need to work on. Love us. Look how far we've come. But there's still things we need to work on. JB, back to you.
Thank you. Ready? I'm going to give you a minute. I'm going to get ready. We're ready. I'm going to give you a minute to respond, and then I'm going to go around the room. Go ahead.
Appreciate that, JB. Hey, King. You missed key points on what I was talking about. What you did was you continue to drag the black community. I don't care about you bringing up all these historical names and all that means nothing. You continue to drag and make complaints about the black community. And then you said a few things about get up and work out, and get up and pray and meditate, which was good. But pretty much your argument was complaining about the black community. So you hate yourself, bro. It's not like I'm gonna leave that alone. I gotta go eat with the family.
I'm gonna go look on the index right now.
Yeah, Sig.
Hey, JB, let me say this. I learned not to argue with people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Sometimes you're just arguing with a fool. Why would you? I'm not in the convincing business. And the truth is, a lot of people in our community don't have the IQ to have these type of conversations. See, people don't understand the truth lies in the middle. The reason why the Jewish person can't see JB's perspective is because they're leaning to this side or that side. The truth lies in the middle. This is what's going on right now. So that brother's leaning so hard till he can't even see the truth about what's going on. So I wish him the best. Shout out to him, man. Go ahead, Jay.
Thank you. Can't say, then I want to do a reset.
I was going to say, though, but that's another example. And I'm not trying to shit on Reddy. I like Reddy. You know, we're on opposite sides of the spectrum, but he's able to have a conversation. But again, here's another black man trying to accuse another black man of hating. But this black man has black kids and didn't marry the mother of his fucking children and create a black family. I'm sorry, the most honorable thing you can do as a black man is to marry the black mother of your children and create a black nuclear family. And the niggas that got the most smoke, for niggas like me, King, KP, they don't even marry the fucking women that they impregnate. And they don't even create a fucking black nuclear family. So this is weird to me. This is extremely weird. You got more smoke with me, but every day you wake up and consciously make a decision that I'm going to leave this black woman and my black kids out in the cold to fend for themselves instead of doing the right thing as a black man and helping to create a solution and create a black nuclear fucking family. I don't get this shit.
All right, let me do a quick room reset. Thank you, King. Thank you, Sig. Guys, this is Healthy Debates. The world's on fire. Bigots, racists, reprobates are allowed in. So I started this room calling out the Jewish community and the hypocrisy that lives in it. By the way, Jordan, I'm not modding you because I don't want any blowback to come to you. To be honest with you, there's going to be blowback from this room. I'll handle the smoke. But I called out the Jewish community as being, in my opinion, my lived experience. Nobody can fucking tell me about. I've seen more racist things come out of the Jewish community's mouth. The way they lead, right? They're not renting an apartment to Blake. They're not going to welcome Blake into their homes. They're just not. Now they may smile on your face, but they're going to definitely talk shit behind your back. So I feel as a real man, it's my responsibility to hold certain people accountable, especially if it's my community. So I'm getting a lot of blowback from the Jewish community. I'm going to be excommunicated, which is fine. I don't give a fuck. I'm my own man. But here's the thing. We've had two Jews come up on stage. Zach, who drops the N-word like you say hello. And then we had another Jewish man come up and call for the extenuation of an entire race. Kill all the Palestinians and their children. That's exactly what he said. And I'm like, wait a second. You don't represent the Jewish community.